Hi guys, my name is Ashley. I'm one of the tutors here at Chegg. I tutor lots of subjects with Chegg, but sociology is one of my favorites, and that's the one that we're going to talk about today. So I'm making this video to hopefully help you guys better understand what assimilation means, especially as it pertains to a sociology class. That's typically when you're going to hear it, when you're talking about how people and groups of people relate to one another. So let's get started. Assimilation is defined as the gradual process by which a person or a group of people who belong to one culture begin to adopt the practices and traditions of another culture in order to become a member of that second culture. So I've highlighted some key words for you here on the screen, and those are gradual, process, and adopts. So this means that assimilation does not occur all at once. It happens over time and in many steps. Where it says they adopt these new practices, that typically means that they're going to take these practices on, and in turn they will probably not be allowed to express their own, but we'll talk about that more later on. There are two specific types of assimilation that we're going to talk about today, and forced assimilation is the first. In forced assimilation, a person or a group of people are forced by a dominant cultural group to adapt to their cultural characteristics. So this isn't something that they wanted to do, but there is going to be a dominant culture in the area and also a minority culture or several minority cultures, and they are no longer allowed to practice their own beliefs and practices. So a pretty good example of forced assimilation took place when the Europeans first began to come to what is now the United States. When they did that, they were threatened by the indigenous people who already lived here, and since they felt that this was now their land, they wanted to convert these people to what was then European, what they would now consider American. So they would send them to these places that they called Indian schools, in which they would make these people, if they were boys, cut their hair. They would force them to learn English and not allow them to continue to speak their own native language. They would adopt English characteristics and practices. Men would learn to do typically European English trades like blacksmithing, and women would learn to do household chores. So that's forced assimilation. In unforced or voluntary assimilation, the person or group takes on the characteristics of another culture of their own free will. Sometimes it can seem like this is not of their own will. For example, when there was a big Reformation going on religiously and Protestantism was on the uprise, people would pretend to convert to a different religion in order to avoid religious persecution for their own beliefs. So in private, they would continue to practice what they already did before everyone else arrived, but in public, they would say that they had converted to this new religion that was all the rage at the time. True voluntary assimilation often occurs when people move to the United States from somewhere else. So what's really interesting about this is that we don't have one specific cultural background here in the United States. We're a melting pot in which there are people of tons of different ethnicities, cultures, races, all coming together and creating what we hope to be a unified culture. So when people come to the United States, they often start to take on the characteristics of what they see around them. So a typically American thing that you could think of is celebrating Thanksgiving or our American Independence Day. Some other things that they might start to do is to eat our foods that they may not have had in their own culture or in their own country. They may convert to our religion, but, well, not our religion, but the religion of people that are around them. But what's great about America is that they don't have to do these things. So this is a pretty set definition of assimilation. If you guys have any more questions or anything that you need help understanding, feel free to contact me or any of the tutors at Chegg, or check out one of the other videos on our channel. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and thanks for watching.